forsaken, I have awakened. Destiny, ancient time. Misery. There we go. Right. I do believe we are live. So yes, hello, and welcome. Welcome once again to Star Citizen in the 324 PTU. So, a little bit of an obvious, going with the, my brain has just completely forgotten the words. Going with the word of warning. Wait, what? Oh, that's so cool! Sorry, that just completely got me off guard. I wonder if he has ADHD. No, so yes, I just noticed I noticed my maneuvering thrusters adjust for like my positioning and angle. That's fucking cool. Anyway, so welcome to the stream, guys. This is Mr. Jaeger playing on the PTU for Star Citizen 324. The caveat warning before we get started: this is a test build of 324. The game's going to be buggy, it's going to be a bit rough, and already it's kind of been a bit of a it's been a bit of a tough ride if you're going by our last stream. But we are here. I am in space, much to my relaxation a little bit, because previously there was issues where we couldn't quite get what we were wanting. So we are now thankfully in the infield. And I am just using the Gladius to get from where I am to head to a station. So we're going to head over to Everest Harbor. And we're going to try and see if we can get ourselves a transport ship. So today's stream is going to be focused on the hauling. Today's stream is going to be focused primarily on the hauling, as this particular element is something I'm kind of interested in doing. Wait, I'm going to do this. Isn't it? F6? Yeah, F6. Yeah, I'm going to do one thing, though, before we get started. Listen to the engine note that this thing makes when you go into a boost. Check it. Oh, damn. It doesn't sound as good in space as it does in Atmo. Oh, right, okay. Slight distraction. But we are going to have to find a place for me just to, like, land. What did I say, land? We are going to have to find a place on planet side just so I can, like... Right. Is there a place that allows me to go to the other side of the planet? Okay, HDSF Tompkins. Yeah, that's fine. It's more just so I can fly around and have fun, and also enjoy the fun, like, engine side of things. Like, I realize this is just mucking around at this point, but I just wanted to showcase the engine note of this thing in planet side, because, oh my god. They've definitely improved the engine sounds of this thing. Okay, it looks like we're on the morning side of the planet. Good, good, good. Nice. Okay. There's actually a green bit there, surprisingly. Oh! Yeah, I'm not looking forward to getting close planet side, but... there we go. Yeah, there we go. Right. We're on a 1G atmospheric or gravitational pull, so that makes sense. But first of all, listen to the engine of this thing. It's beautiful. I can see why people would love to low fly in this thing. Then, time to gun the engines. sounds so amazing. Whoop. Ah, that's so cool. I'm loving this. This is a very wonderful experience. Yeah, this is about as low as I'm comfortable flying, but I'm sure that if I was a better pilot, I probably could fly a little bit lower. And considering what we're doing today, I'm not gonna be risking too much. But I just wanted to dedicate a few moments just to this beautiful ship. So GG to the environment. Just think one day these will be covered in facilities and bases and everything. Because let's face it, the rent's going to be cheap. You'll have to sign up to Hurston Dynamics' law in regards to like selling stuff, but at the same time, it's going to be cheap. Right, anyway, let's get ourselves off planet side. Such a good engine sound. I can appreciate this ship. If not for its combat capabilities, it sounds amazing. Love it. Anyway, so today we are going to be doing some hauling. So we're going to be ditching the agile fighter combat and instead heading straight over to the shooty shoot. God, words. Heading straight to the hauling side of things. There we go. Because obviously, what better way to celebrate the cargo patch than to do some cargo hauling? So, hope you guys enjoy that. Oh, God. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. And, yes, to use the map, one must not be passed out. Anyway, let's set a route back. Let us set a route back to Everest Harbour. And hopefully we should be able to navigate our way. Yeah, just use the OMs and then we can get ourselves a hauling contract. So, in addition to the freight elevator and the new cargo handling mechanics, we also now have a job role, which if we go into the contracts manager, we actually now have the hauling job. So this is the opportunity for independent cargo hauler, which allows you to do a very small, limited cargo hauling mission. So for this one, it's going to be collect tungsten from Everest Harbour, and we need to deliver it to the HDPC Casilio. So we need to apparently collect and drop off stuff, and as you know, part of the successful completion of that, we then of course get the luxury of going, hey, mission complete, we're able to do stuff. If we're lucky to succeed at this one, because I've been previous stream attempted to do a sort of I attempted to do a run with the salvaging mechanics, and unfortunately that didn't quite work out as intended. So in this regard, we are going to be taking this with a slight pinch of salt in terms of whether or not it's going to function, but we have got a new build for the Star Citizen, and also reportedly there is a second wave PTU along with an event due to be implemented in, which, if that's the case, then huzzay, we could be in for some rather interesting times. Right.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Right, I've got gateway granted. Okay, sweet, yeah. Servers have been a bit... I attempted to hop into the server previously and land in the hangar bay in Everest Harbour, but unfortunately the... Here we go. Yes, but unfortunately in regards to this, the... There we go. Yeah, and unfortunately in regards to this, the server did somewhat glitch out a bit, and it lost me my ship, which was not great. Luckily, it was just the Avenger Titan. So, and considering how the servers have been a bit iffy as of late, I've taken the precaution to just take ships that I'm not... Like, when it comes to just transporting myself from A to B, I am taking the ships that I'm less worried about. Because obviously that's, like, probably more important. But because obviously in this case, I'm like, I don't want to lose out on stuff like that. So, right. Let's store the ship.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle.
Hey, I can store it. Oh, I can actually retrieve the Titan as well. So I didn't actually lose it. That's nice of the game. Oop, there we go. So that's working as intended. Fantastic. Sorry. I said the fabled word. Hey, welcome, David. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Just chilling out at the moment. Okay, the game. I probably shouldn't be teabagging the elevator. I get it. But yes. Welcome back, David. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Right, okay, so let us complete this contract. Well, let's start this contract. So, contract availability. Okay, so that contract's changed slightly. So, contract deliver 10 SCU to HDPC Farnsway. Okay. Okay, so we need to gather evaluation trial, Everest Harbour from above Hurston's elevator. Okay. So deliver shipment from right, so let us call in a ship.
Vehicle retrieval system.
And we'll take the C1 Spirit. Or would it be better to take something slightly... No, we're taking the C1 Spirit. The other ship that... the ship that shall not be named. Shall not have its glory.
Vehicle selected. Stand
right,
by.
so...
Your vehicle has been delivered to the full of...
I gotta get out of the habit of doing that. Like, it's not bad. But, oh, nice. You can actually have Mr... I can have a medium and a... Wait, what? Why would I have a medium and a large? Oh dear, that sounds like a problem. Maybe there's like a minimum time delay or something like that. Maybe. Right, so we need to pick up a shipment from... Is it like put into our inventory? Oh, okay. Yeah, warehouse. Opportunity. Right. Right, so the... Okay. So this is going down to the warehouse. Right. So now we move this stuff across. And then we move it up. Okay, okay, okay. So then we... Okay, so when we get these missions, we then... Okay, we get stuff transferred. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, nice. Okay, so there's the 10 SCU's worth of cargo. And I fucked myself a bit. Bugger. Shit. Okay. Did I not equip myself with... Oh, it's not on the back, that's why. There we go. E. Yes, I forgot to realize that there is in fact a second area. I'm just gonna plonk this over here. Okay. So, whoops. Whoops. Right. Yeah, I slightly mucked up because there is in fact a cargo elevator right over there, which would make this all the more easier. It's fine. It's what's to be expected. The first time I've ever used something like this before. It makes sense. Right, we're going to just plonk these things like so. And... wonder. Right. So we need to basically move all of these things as quickly as we can. This makes me wonder if perhaps the mule may finally have a use. Maybe. But it would depend on the ship and the vehicle we use it for. Like, maybe if I get the mule... Because I actually own the mule. I own the Drake mule in my there. I own the Drake mule. And I wonder if perhaps doing that now may finally have a use. Which is going to be wonderful. And there, of course, requires the question, what will happen if we go... I mean, to be fair, if I get my ship and the mule, the problem is I have to go back down to Lawville for this. So, we shall see. At the moment, I'm kind of just wanting to make sure that it works more than trying to be fancy. Because the problem with Star Citizen is if you attempt to be fancy, it will bite you in the ass. It really doesn't like it when you want to be fancy. Save being fancy for when we're in live. There we go. Or if you don't care about the results. In which case, my main concern at the moment is I want this to work. More than anything. Oh, of course. It's fine. I'm sure we can steal some drinks or something like that. Right, pop that down. I mean, I am in a big, heavy suit, and I'm running around like a headless chicken. So, it's probably it's probably understandable why my character may be slightly thirsty. But yes. Okay. Fantastic. Oh. Meanwhile, there's a timer of a timer of this thing slowly just ticking its way down, resulting in the inevitable death and destruction. Of course. But no, so the plan for today is basically we'll do a few hauling missions to see what this particular mission type is like and whether or not this could potentially be something that newer players to the game could potentially do as their finger quote box mission. Though, to be fair, the hauling side of things could be problematic depending on the kind of ship that you would own. So let's say, for example, if a new player was to start this game and they were playing things such as, I don't know, I feel like maybe if they were starting this game as a new player, the odds are they probably own something, either the cutter is the most optimistic. No, to be fair, probably not the cutter. Probably the... Yeah, probably the... Okay, so the most optimistic ships I would imagine someone owning. Yeah, you see, there's another freight elevator on the other side, which if I just had been an intelligent human being and thought for a couple of seconds, I might have noticed that. But anyway, so a new player to this game could potentially be using something like, say... And don't worry, that noise is irritating me as much as it's irritating you. It's probably... It's irritating me. But no, So the theory would be that, you know, the most optimistic sort of viewpoint of, oh, what the player could potentially own as a new starter. Probably things like the Cutlass Black or the C1, either way, that sort of stuff. But if we're looking at it in a more realistic depiction, I would say probably... I probably would say that it would be the case of, like... Avenger Titan as like a more finger quote realistic depiction for what players might have, or they might upgrade to. So I'm going to go with an average that players would most likely have something such as maybe the cutter, maybe the... Perfect. So maybe the cutter, maybe the... There we go. For some reason my suit is making a beeping noise and I'm not entirely sure why. It might just be that I need to take some drugs to heal myself. Nope, drugs did not solve my problems. See, this is why winners don't take drugs. So... Unless this is something to do with your drinking, which, if that's the case, dear fucking God, that would be an irritating decision. But anyway, so realistically speaking, if we're talking about players in terms of ship ownership, I would say that on average we're looking at players who own such things as the Cutter or the Aurora or the Mustang, or maybe even the 100i if we're going with slightly snazzy sort of elements. So usually I don't, depending on how like big the hauling options are, it probably won't be something that a new player will be likely to do unless it's a small box mission. Now, I wouldn't be against, for example, making it the most... Because like having 10 SCUs worth of box carry does limit what kind of ship a new player could potentially be utilizing in order for them to be doing the hauling job. Which is kind of a shame when you think about it. Because obviously what you want is the player to be able to... Is that all good? Yeah, that's all good. I think that's all of them. Right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep, that's all then. Fantastic. And we're just going to do this. If I take this off, does that do anything? No, it does not do anything. Right, I do apologize, guys. We're going to have to deal with the beeping. Believe me, it is irritating. It is irritating for me, as it is probably irritating for you guys, so my deepest apologies for that. Wait, question, can I just use the Medigel to heal me? Right. Medigun can fuck right off then. So for some reason, equipping the Medigun has doomed my character to a double beeping. Even though it's the wrong seat. Right. Right. B. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not entirely sure why it's doing that, but hey-ho. It's doing that. So I do apologize for the beeping. Nothing we can really do at this moment in time. I will probably report this as a bug and be like, so I hear beeping. And I can't seem to stop it. I'll try and like maybe record it and do like a GIF or like, yeah. That'll be my contribution. Right, anyway, so we need to deliver this stuff to the facility down on planet side of HDPC Farnsway. Okay. And then, once that's done, we should be good. Right, well, going back to what I was talking about in regards to new players and trying out the hauling, it would be a good idea if we could have something that allowed newer players who... I mean, to be fair, you could rent the ship, and depending on how much money you could earn from doing low-level missions, you possibly could have the option to, like... Looks like it's on the light side of the planet, which is useful. Leaving the area will forfeit any unfacilitated cargo. No, I'm going back down to the shipment. Yes, I am seeing your chat. I saw your... I did say welcome to you. I don't know if you are seeing... If you're not seeing it, but I can assure you I am hearing you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I am assuring... I can see that you made a chat. Right, leaving cargo, unclaimed cargo, awaiting transfer, leaving the area will forfeit any unclaimed cargo. Right, so... I've got all the stuff in there, though. So that's fine. We have 10 SCUs worth of stuff, which is fine. We're now making our way down to the shipment location, so that should be fine. So... We are close to the coast? Are we near an ocean? Looks like an ocean. It is very intriguing if that's the case. We are about 16 km away from the target. Yeah, unfortunately we've encountered a audio bug for anyone who's just joining. That's causing the warning system to trigger whenever basically there's a warning system that triggers and it just constantly makes this beeping sound. But it seems to stop when I equip the medigun. So I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to obviously offset that. But unfortunately, at the moment, there's not a lot I can really do. Right, so we're over at the... let's slow down a bit. Also equip the shields on in case we are in the pickle. Right, so the markers have disappeared. So we are at the right location. Requesting landing permission.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Okay, we've been assigned a large hangar bay. There we go. Brilliant. Fantastic. Right, so now let's see. That was a nice looking location, isn't it? Very much so. Right, I've been assigned the hangar bay. And I hear the noise. Loading screen. Catch up with you when... Okay. Yeah, to be fair, the stream might be problematic in that regard. Is it gonna let me in? Door open, please. Pretty please. Door open. Come on. I don't have a crew with me. I feel like the door's not working. You don't need to get a crew to play this game, no. So, the request has been granted, but you haven't opened the fucking door. Open the fucking door. No, so in Star Citizen, you're not required to have a... Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, so you're not required to have a crew to do stuff with. It helps with the experience, because obviously running solo can be...
Due to inactivity, we have been forced to assign your landing zone to another customer.
That's fine. If you want to... Yeah, if you want to adjust that due to inactivity, that's fine. Just let me land so I can find another landing or hangar bay.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Right, are you actually going to open your doors? You're going to go for the other one now, is it? Oh, good lord. I just want the doors to open! Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, basically, when you're flying through, you can either play this game solo and enjoy exploring ruins and expansive environments, but then you can also run with the crew, and they can help you out in certain other stuff. The game gives you the freedom to the game benefits from both being solo and being with a team. So there's no sort of things that are locked out because of one or X, Y, or Z reasons, which obviously in the cases of, for example, exploration and looting, it can be very beneficial to have you and maybe a couple of other people, because they can either help carry the bodies if you're in combat, or if you're trying to explore a zone and there's a lot of, there's not in, they're bearing in mind your time within a zone is limited. Is that a defense platform? That is a defense platform. Okay. Your time inside a zone is limited based upon the resources that you have with you. Authorized palaces, well places we need to. Trying to think. Is the door opening? For the love of God. No, I'm getting an audio vision. I'm getting an audio clue. Wait, is that door opening for them? No. Oh, hang on. Yeah, if you want. Yeah, you do that. You do that. If you can get in, fantastic. But I don't know if it can get in. The doors just won't open, unfortunately. Which is frustrating, because I'm, like, trying to do the mission, and there's a giant hangar that just doesn't seem to want to open. Which is rather irksome. But this is the Alpha PTU, whereupon we have to deal with bugs, and we are in a higher propensity to deal with bugs. But it looks like the HSDF...
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Right, it tells me assigned landing bay. Gateway is granted to the other side. Is that door opening? I think it is. Praise be the golden throne. The doors are opening. Fantastic. Right. Gimme in there, gimme in there, gimme in there, gimme in there. Yeah, no, it's fine. When in doubt, request and request and request. Right, I'm going to just carefully, cautiously, and calmly land in this area. The hangar bay is thankfully quite large, so I can kind of be slightly cheeky. Okay, so I'm gonna add a caveat to that. Star Citizen, I'm gonna say a couple of things. First, this is the current iteration of Star Citizen, and when I talk about this, and what I'll say is, and what I'll say is that Star Citizen is a very fun, very enjoyable, really pleasant game.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Is it better than Starfield? I want to say yes, but I also feel like it depends on what you consider enjoyable as a player. Because in my eye, Star Citizen is, like, incredible, but there are the obvious downsides that, for example, Fantastic, right. So, hopefully, this works as intended. So, it looks like the HSDF has also now got themselves a working, functional landing thing. Yes, indeed, it is the glorious... There we go. It is the distribution center, which was introduced in 3.23. So these things are relatively new. But yeah, so I would say Star Citizen is great. However, in its current state, one could say that... I'm just going to plonk it down wherever... Yeah, I'm just going to plonk it down wherever there's room. We'll be fancy later on. Remember, what we want right now is not fancy, we want functional. Oh, for a second I thought the battery on the warning light would stop, but no. Alas, we should not be beneficial. Right, let me just plonk this down right next to it. But no, I would say Star Citizen... I've not played Starfield, so I don't know the full jux of it. But at the same time, I feel like Star Citizen... Train elevator, also caves and so. Okay, yeah. Starfield, I feel, is an attempt to copy, or is basically a Bethesda attempt at making a space game. And while it's good in terms of its aesthetics, and also it's yes, it's single player, so obviously you don't have to worry about other players, and also that it's out. Joke, waha. But it does definitely somewhat feel... It definitely is somewhat lacking in certain other departments. But I would say it depends on what you want in a space game. Because if you're the kind of person who likes to play in sort of an exploratory, big fashion with, like... to be fair, like, if you enjoy things like No Man's Sky... Oh, sorry. If you enjoy things like Starfield, then you may be more of a solo / whatever player. And games like Star Citizen may not be your cup of tea, because in this universe, while you can explore and do things at the moment, at this moment in time, it is all, everyone is in the same pot, and with exploration comes the risk of encountering other players who could not always be on good terms. So if you're the kind of person who plays Starfield for the experience and for the and everything else, you may find yourself thinking Star Citizen will be the same, but being disappointed. But in regards to Star Citizen, I don't know how to explain this without causing a particular war, but I personally would say I'd play Star Citizen over Starfield, but that's because Starfield doesn't know how to do guns right. But true, the experience of seamlessly going from one thing to the other is pretty good for that one. So I will say that definitely is a winning factor for that. There'd be no loading screens apart from the one that you start with. But yeah, like, it's one of those things, though, it really, when it comes to sci-fi games, we sci-fi nerds are a bit of a picky bunch, aren't we? Just a smidge. Nah, to be fair, though, I don't want to be, the thing is, I don't want to be, like, dismissive of games such as Starfield, because I have seen some good things about it, and, for example, the shipbuilding mechanics in that game, holy shit, that looks good. Like, I kind of, that, the ability to customize your ship to that degree, where you can modify all that jazz, that does look pretty cool. Or the fact that you can have, depending on what kind of quests you do, you could have a really good story element towards it. But as I said, I've never played Starfield, so I don't know. I haven't played Starfield, so I can't really make any comparisons between it or Star Citizen. I think if when time goes by and Star Citizen gets further down the development tree, you can definitely, I will definitely be more along the lines of, oh yeah, Star Citizen is better than Starfield because we've got X, Y, and Z, and it's a multiplayer experience. Whereas at the moment, it's a multiplayer experience. We've got the X, we're working on the Y, Z is still due to come out. Right, boom. Right. I do declare that that is everything taken out of the ship. And I should, in due course... Right, let's have a look, see. Yes. Right, perfect, okay. I see. Well, as I said, I'm sure you'll get one of the... You'll get either the PC, which I would say is probably a better return on investment than the console, but if you can only get a console, dude, no harm, no foul. Right, okay, so... Drop that down... Opportunity will be collect, confirm... So I'm transferring everything to this now. Have I completed the contract? 9 SCUs of tungsten to deliver 9 of 10. Huh? I've delivered the 10, unless there's a box that I missed. Right, let me see if there's anything in the let me see if there's anything in the job. I mean, to be fair, like, it's one thing you definitely should do is definitely go into it as much as possible and like read up on stuff, because obviously what you want is to find the best value out from that. So that's going to raise up. Maybe I've like left something. Yeah, this is. I mean, to be fair, this stream may not be as super exciting because I'm literally... oh, hello. There is a box here. Okay. Weird. Maybe it doesn't register the boxes that are below the... Let me put this further back in the field. Boom. There we go. Right, so hopefully this will be... If we select it now... So if I drop this down... Yes... Have I completed the contract? Yes, I have. Fantastic. Okay, mission has been successful, and I will then be trespassing if I don't fuck off. Right, okay. Fair enough. That's fine. We can get ourselves back to... we can get ourselves back to... There we go. Right, there we go. But yeah, I'd definitely say, like, if you want to... When it comes to Star Citizen, one thing I would stress is... this game, I think, has a wonderful honeymoon period that can really bite you in the keister if you're not careful. Right, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit on. Right, Great Way has been granted. I have been good. Right, what I'll probably do is I will transfer all of my stuff into the inventory of the place, and then I'll store the... okay, what I'm going to do, head over to Port Everest, transfer all of my stuff into the inventory of the Port Everest location, kill myself, and then hopefully we'll avoid having issues of the medical stuff, as well as the fact that we've apparently got unclaimed cargo waiting transfer. Right, let's just leave this place. Run! Okay, so apart from a few visual bugs and slash or right, we've left the private property. Good. So we're not going to get shot at now. That's a good start. We're going to make our way back over to Port Everest and see what kind of contracts we can get now that we've successfully here we go. Oop. Now that we have successfully landed on site and done that. So, obstructed, of course, it's obstructed. Why wouldn't it be obstructed? But no, that was a pretty successful mission. I think, depending on how successful the next mission could be, and also depending on what kind of contracts we can get, we might try and see if we can get the mule from Lorville. Potentially. Now, for those who don't know, the mule is... a Drake Interplanetary Mule is a ground-based vehicle which allows you to put multiple crates worth of stuff onto its... well, one's SCU-sized crates onto the vehicle itself to help transport items on and off the ship. Or on and off the vehicle. Now, this is just mean... it's probably just a case of it makes things a little easier for you to be able to, like, handle the cargo and do whatever. Obviously, there may be questions asked about whether or not we need to have additional vehicles be made available to players who have larger amounts of cargo. Because obviously, if, for example, we are playing in an environment where there is a large amount of... like, if we have... like the larger, like 2 or 4 or 8 or 16 or even, God forbid, the 32 SCU containers of cargo, it would be very interesting to see if there's a vehicle that could withstand the weight of those things. I imagine 32 SCU is going to be considerably more rare to have, rather than, for example, to have these items be there, but still. Yeah, we're going to basically go to the Everest station, park the ship in, transfer the imprint from Lorville to Everest so that we don't have to worry about losing out on having to go from the landing zone all the way back up to Everest Harbor, but at least we get the ability to chill a little bit. Stop. Bit of a cheesy trick, but it works. Right, landing zone. See if they're going to give us a landing zone. Right, gateway has been granted in over here. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we are expecting another build due to come out at some point. So, hopefully we'll be able to see if there's any major changes or fixes. Though there is apparently an event, a blockade running event. This is probably something akin to the Ninetales blocking out a location and forcing players to either fight to reopen the area, or for players to join the pirates and help ensure that the area is remains to be under the control of the pirates. Oops. Bit of a heavy-handed landing, but one landing you can walk away from. But no, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the potential is for this patch. I can't lie, I'm a little bit nervous, shall we say, with the current state on how, like, with certain questions regarding whether or not this thing can work. Because obviously the big question is, if we have these landing bays with multiple players trying to access this one area, at the same time, does that mean we're going to end up having giant ass queues with massive... Okay, that's not a good sign. With massive queues resulting in people having to wait in excess of like 20 or 30 or however long it is before players can finally like get off planet. Which is obviously not exactly... There we go. Yeah, which is not exactly, shall we say, beneficial. Oh yes, we probably should try and do the recording so I can showcase what happens with this sound effect. Wait for the sound effects to leave, and then once that's all quiet, we can kind of do it. This is just literally so I can try and report this to the issue council. Right. Right, that should be decent enough. Right, open the drawer. And we're going to plop all these things inside. I'm not... Actually, to be fair, this could be an opportunity to test out what the backpack looks like when you take off this thing. So if we put this in here, we have the 17% fair enough. Right, select this, grab the arms, do this, do this, do this. Right, so I think that's everything. Oh yes, undersuit. Undersuit! Right, is my undersuit in there? No, it's... Oh god. Right, I've got my undersuit again. Good, okay. So if I open the drawer, everything's going in there. Fantastic. Right. External. Please place the undersuit inside. Thank you. Close that down. Right, so then if we access this now, all of my stuff should be there. Fantastic. Just going to go do some suicide, suicide, suicide. Just going to do some suicide because of annoying noise. Then we're going to go do more things, more things, more things. Then we're going to do some more things in Star Citizen. But first, we must ensure that we are in... But we've transferred the imprint. At least the frames are alright. Oh.
I can see inside me.
Don't mind me, just a suicidal man wanting to run around. Just heading to the nearest clinic so I can transfer my imprint. Probably shouldn't say that word too many times. Not on YouTube. There are certain... Oh, this place suffers from that problem.
How are you?
Oh. Okay, that's an interesting problem. Some stations in Star Citizen have the... Right, transfer imprint. Yes, fantastic. Okay. And... Right, a current regen location. Herk! Blah! That should hopefully fix the death issue. Well, death should hopefully fix the noise issue. Wait, what? It's still playing? Oh my god, it still plays. I can't escape it. It's a never-ending nightmare. Maybe if I go into the injury zone, heal up, and then maybe, like... Wow, okay, that's bad. Maybe if I get... Yeah, so run into the... Yeah, okay, so if I'm going to certain R&R stations, have, like, an area where you can't breathe because it treats it as being outside in space. Come on, where's the death zone? No! Where's the bit of ah, perfect. Over here, apparently. Fair enough. Right, where's the... Okay, so here we go. Let's get rid of the... Just dump. Fantastic. Right, okay. So, not saying this is, in fact, what we want to go for, but if this fixes it, then I will take it gladly. Where's my... Oh, there's my gun. Right, I think we're all good. We're all good. Fantastic. So... Boom. Okay, so we can't... Yeah, right-click, equip. Right-click, equip. Right-click, equip. Right-click, equip. Right-click, equip. Right-click, right-click, equip, and right-click, drop. There we go. And maybe... No! Fuck! I had it fixed and then I fucked it up. Right, where's the bit of space that... So it works if you injure yourself. Oh, that would have been so better. We could have fixed it. I have to injure myself. Christ. This game is really not good for people suffering low mental health conditions. Right. Okay, no, it's just not. It's just there. So basically, whatever you do, don't equip the medigun when you first play the patch. Otherwise, or when you leave the server. Because otherwise, we're going to be struggling now to have this entire thing. I don't really want to sacrifice the entire server just for the sake of the beeping. So I do apologize for the beeping. It is irritating, but it is just an audio bug that we're just going to have to live with if we want to continue doing some other stuff. Don't worry, we will bear through it. Right, anyway, so going back to the contracts. So for the contracts, we have got some offers. We've got some hauling. Holy shit, that's a lot of missions. Right, 22 hauling missions. Right, planetary extra haul. Okay, so 3 quartz from Everest Harbor, and oh, so you can actually try. So this is this is the new box mission. This is definitely the new box mission for players. But it's intriguing because there's a lot of stuff actually. So we actually caught blah from Seraphim Station, Silicon Frompt to HDPC Castello, and we're not getting a huge amount of money for these things, but at the same time, these could be beneficial. Deliver to Magnolia Work Center, Sakura-san Work Center, and Tisa Spaceport. Ooh, very intriguing. Oh, very nice, very nice. I'm trying to think. Maybe, question, do I have access to the... Yeah, maybe I do have access to the...
Welcome to the ASOP.
Yeah, because do I have the... Yes, I do. I have the hull. You know what? I'm gonna request this one actually. I'm gonna get this one because I'm gonna try the hull series. So there you go. So we're gonna try this out, and we're gonna see if we can do this. Right. Okay. So that's stored. Fantastic. Right. I'm gonna do that mission where we go down to Tisa Spaceport after we've done the other place, and then we can use the Tisa Spaceport to hopefully improve the thing. So what was that one? Yeah, this one. So let's accept the contract offer. Right, okay, sweet. So we need to go to the hangar, and we get to select... I feel like it's going to be a small one.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
So if we go down and get our... Not the C1 Spirit, but the hull A, it's probably going to be putting us into our small or medium. I feel like it's going to be in a medium. Or, sorry, a small. So...
Your vehicle has been
Oh, yeah.
added to the
It's been
following
sent to a
field.
medium hangar. Fair enough. I was wondering if it would be put into a small hangar, because that would make it a little better, but that's fine. Not the end of the world. Do 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 do. Right, okay, so we've got the hull A, which is coming up lovely. Oh, look at that. I imagine it's because to be fair, the hull A series is a very, very small ship. Right, okay, so this thing is this thing fully retracted? I feel like this thing needs to be retracted. Right, let me open this thing up. And then we can get let's open this up. Right, so this is my hull A, which I'm trying to remember if I actually own this thing. By the way, to all those who are watching, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good time. I am aware of the beeping. Unfortunately, this is an audio bug caused by grabbing the Medipen, which is not good. I appreciate... sorry, Medipen. The Medigun. So, I do apologize for the irritation. And hopefully... Well, what we'll do is, worst case scenario, is I'll complete this contract, and then I will leave the server, and then we will try and come back into it, and hopefully that should then remove the bug. Not really how I intended it to go, but what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just testing out the hauling cargo. Right, so question. How do I actually extend the cargo spindle? Okay, so I think I need to take off of this slightly. Extend cargo spindle. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. We definitely needed to extend the cargo spindle. That's cool. That is actually really cool. So this is the whole the whole series' main sort of attraction is the ability for us to be able to do this, where we won't. Whereas, for example, so a new player to Star Citizen, I'm going to be a bit of a lazy bastard. I'm not going to lie. Oh my god. Yeah. So basically, the main appeal of the whole series is that rather than having an internal cargo system, you instead have a cargo system based with the spindle, which basically allows players to open up and carry cargo. Can I jump out of the ship? No, come on, come on. Son of a bitch. Really wish you could have that door set to keep being open. Right, okay, so theoretically speaking, I can now put the cargo that we're going to get from here into my ship. So there we go. There's the rookie. So you can see I've got my stuff here, and then so we need to retract this downwards. Okay, okay. You know what? I'm liking this. Welcome back, David. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you've hope it was a nice trip. Right. So here's the cool thing. I can actually now bring up my gear, or I can bring up the other gear as well. So at the moment, I'm just going to bring up the other gear, which makes a lot of sense. What's cool about this is the fact that obviously with all the gear that we've got... I hate you. I hate you with a passion. You are currently making my life a misery. Yeah, so at the moment when I'm equipping the Medigun, it decides to make a large amount of noise. Wait, if I do this... Oh, it fucking works. Okay, I found a fix. Praise the God Emperor. That was annoying. Right, okay, so we gotta drop carbon off. So, carbon. Okay, so how does this thing work? Does this thing... Oh, it does. Oh, that's cool. You know, this is the first time I've actually used the Hull series in this way. I've used it like I think I flew it around for a couple of minutes, but I never actually used it for its intended purpose until now. So this is a really cool feature. I'm liking this. I am liking this a lot. Oh, this is brilliant. See, I wasn't really much of a cargo hauler for this, so this is definitely a big plus. And obviously, this is where you could argue the benefits of the hull series over such things as internal cargoes, because while internal cargoes get to muck around and have fun and do whatever, this one, nah, it's not. We're not stealing government property in Star Citizen. We are a cargo. We are taking on a cargo hauling job. We have been requested to deliver some carbon to 2 locations, which, to be fair, we're probably going to put to the. We'll probably put to the Teaser Spaceport for the second drop, and go to this Sakura-Sun Mongolia work center, which makes me think it's some kind of. There we go. Oh, this is a lot faster than the last time. I could see that. You know, if you've got yourself a decent ship to start with cargo hauling, the Hull A is not a bad choice. Like 64 SCU's worth of cargo for. Yes, you're in a hull series, so this thing is not going to be a combat ship, but you don't need a combat ship if you're a cargo hauler. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to quickly, whilst I'm flying around, we're going to... Right, so that's everything we got here. So now we're going to go over to... Cool. Okay, so I think that's everything inside the cargo. So we need to deliver 4 SCU to Mongolia and Hull A Star Citizen tools. Probably should use my iPad for this rather than the there we go. Right, so yeah, you get yeah, so for a standalone $90, which is about the same as a price as a Titan Avenger. So not cheap. If you're getting into Star Citizen, this is definitely an investment, but it's not quite a pitfall. Right, let's retract that. Okay, so I got all my boxes on one side, but still, 64 SCU's worth of cargo for basically bargain steal. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely a good thing, I would say. Right, so let's fly. Right, so now let us proceed to the... Okay, so that's where we're going to go last. So what we want to go to is over there, down south. Which, luckily for us, it would appear to be that we are in the day cycle. Yeah, this is the most... To be fair, this will be the most I've ever flown a hull series. So... this will be an interesting experience, to say the least. I think we need to get a little bit closer to the planet side. Yeah, I think in a bid to try and reduce the amount of markers, which, to be fair, is a pretty good shout, is they basically make it so you have to get a little bit closer to the planet side to get within 1 megamuppets of the area. So now let's go to the Mongolia Work Center, which again I think that's got to be a distribution center. I can't imagine it being any other locations. Right. Let's have a look. See. But no, the... Okay. Yeah, we're still on the day cycle. Good shit, good shit. I was a bit worried for a second. I'd be like, I don't want to try and find the place in the dark for my first time being there. Oh, you can definitely see. Right, okay, so we're approaching the Mongolia. Like, I get the distinct impression that this place is kind of like given this place's description, it's like one of those, like, what Amazon would call a fulfillment center. You know, like, this is Hurston we're talking about here. Hurston is not a fulfilling place to live. So Sakura-Sun is either a company's name or it's something else. But at this point, my character doesn't care because he's not, you know, we're not staying here. We're not working here. It's just we're the delivery guy. That's actually quite a nice view. I mean, fair play. This ship is getting quite a decent speed. Like, this is Atmo, and we're pushing, like, what? Nearly 300 km? Or 300 meters per second? It's pretty decent. Right, there we go. Okay, so we are coming up to the night cycle, but I think we've just about crossed it. Yeah, we're definitely coming up to dusk now, but I think we've just about arrived at the right time, thank the Emperor. Right, let's get ourselves settled in. Right, there we go. Oh, look, this looks like a fuel refinery. I think I've been here once before. Right. Right, let's go back to the guns, in case we have to use our shields. Though, to be brutally honest with you, optimism would ever be flowing. Hey, Denko!
Proceed to assigned landing.
Welcome. I see you, Denko. Depending on where we are. Have we been assigned a landing bay to the right or to the left? Well, that landing bay is closing down, which makes sense. So, do we need to wait again for this one? Probably. I was a little bit too far away, so I'll wait until that's closed and the person's, like, hangar / whatever is done. And then we're going to request another one, so... There we go. Is it going to open? Or is it just going to say hello? Nope, the doors are opening. Fantastic. Right, okay. Oh, nice. They've got an Ursa over there. You can see on the right there. Okay, easy does it, easy does it. This is a very thin ship as well, so this will be quite nice. And down we go, down we go, down we go, and... Right, and we've landed right next to... Oh, God. Right, I'm a little lazy. So I'm going to be slightly parking a little closer to the top there. Right. That should be safe. That should be a safe option. Right. So, let's go. Okay, so we need to deliver about 4 SCUs worth of carbon. Oh, wrong door. Right, and... Is there an option that allows me... Oh. Is there an option that allows me to... Ah, perfect. Open ladder. That's what I want to see. Really wish I could set this thing to be open or closed when I want it to, not when it suits the thing. Right, okay. So... Ah. That's a problem. There we go. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Right, so 1... So do these things also have the same problem as before? Kind of, yes. Oh, God. Oop. Right, I see the issue. We've got to be careful. Right, we'll probably not... yeah, so that'll probably be... Yeah, after this contract, we'll probably have to find another ship to work with. But, right, okay, that kind of... That's a problem, but that's a problem that we weren't aware of until now, so that's not really the game's fault. Well, it is the game's fault because it's not working, but you know what I mean. I was unaware of the danger that I was presenting myself. But that's a bug that can be fixed. Let me record this as well. Makes sense for me to do so. Right, and then goes behind. It'll be interesting to see how that'll be fixed, but okay, so that's 4. Yeah, that's 4. Right, sweet. Delay going on for there. Right. I think that's everything sorted for this area. So I was just looking at the... I'm using a new style of streaming, which uses the widget, so I actually don't have any... He says... I don't have any of these things up, but the opera is up there, so apologies for the issues. Who knows, maybe my frames are suddenly going to get a lot better. Right, okay, so these 4 are going to go down into the thing, which should then complete that part of the contract order. Right, so that's going to go down. Yes, fantastic. Okay, we need to get out of here before we end up getting... Or not. Yes, there we go. There we go. Right, so now we need to be able to get ourselves planet side, or out of planet side, and head, well, back up to planet side, drop the stuff off over at that, and then make our way. I imagine the ship has taken some level of damage.
I'm sorry. Due to inactivity, we have been forced to assign your landing zone to another customer.
It's fine. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. The engine is rising. I was a bit worried the game would register the fact that either the doors were open or not open. Right, okay. We're good. And quantum engine is good. We've got a good, beefy, juicy engine. And we are away. Fantastic. So now we just need to make our way towards Lawville and then hope that we're all good for dealing with that stuff. But there you go.
Nice.
Right, so now comes the question. How do we handle... Okay, this is good so far. Right, okay, so we need now to basically get ourselves out. Fantastic. See, one of the things I like a lot about this particular thing, in regards to the cargo hauling and the distribution centers, is how they feel a lot more... Well, I feel like I feel like the cargo hauling side of these things is really going to be awesome to help new players explore the verse in a much more I would say relaxed but enjoyable way, because now players can kind of figure out, okay, so there's these distribution centers that are these big, massive facilities that allow us to, like, drop off stuff, pick up stuff, do some other jazz, and then hopefully in the future we can end up making contacts at these stations to get benefits of some sort. So for example, let's say with the base building functionality being put into place, imagine, if you will, you're doing a bunch of delivery missions for a specific company's distribution center, and if you complete a number of missions for that said community center, you could end up having a discount for certain features, certain weapons or equipment or utilities, commensables, basically to use the services of the company that you're working with. And there could be a representative there and everything, and it would be pretty cool. I think that would be a pretty cool feature to have in regards to deliveries as well as the distribution centers. But I think it's, all of this is making the cargo side of things vastly more interesting for me as a player who, for players who don't enjoy combat 24/7, it's a nice concept to have. The only downside is, obviously, the main focus is going to be about getting pyro sorted, in which case, the big thing is going to be combat-based. But as big features like that kind of become more of a factor, or other factors will become stronger, then the such thing as logistics and cargo will be a thing. To be fair, if this game becomes a bit like Foxhole in its logistics system,
My God!
I would never stop playing. This game would become my new life. If it hasn't, well, more than usual, put it that way. And what I mean by that, if anyone who've never played Foxhole, basically Foxhole is a isometric game where you play as... It's an MMO where you play as a soldier of one of two factions. The Colonials and the Wardens. Right, let's see. So I get to have my medium-sized station. Yes, there it is. But basically, you are a soldier in a sort of fictitious alternate reality style war. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a... Wait, hang on. Is that landing bays or is that... No, that's landing bays. They've done the shitloads of landing bays, which, to be honest with you, I think is a good idea. I mean, it's a spaceport. It's not gonna... Like, effectively, what would be considered a runway is kind of pointless, so you're gonna have a giant bloody hangar systems, which makes more sense. But yes, so you play as a soldier, and you don't have any specific classes or roles to play. Like, there's no sort of, like, you're not like Battlefield where you play recon or support, or if you're playing, like, Call of Duty, you don't have, like, a gear set to customize. What you instead have is just access to weapons, equipment, and other jazz. But the big selling point of this game is that all of the gear that is being sent to the front lines, and you're fighting in this sort of alternate 1920s, 30s kind of environment, is that all of the stuff is made by players. You know, the rifles, the tanks, the jeeps, the car, all of the bunkers, the defenses, the ships. There's naval combat in this game. The submarines, the artillery pieces, all of that stuff is made by players. And the players... Okay, so then if we... Actually, yeah, we'll exit the ship for this one. So the players that basically get to do all this really cool sort of stuff... There we go. Drop this down. There we go. And away we go. So the players basically get to... Oh, boy. So the players basically get to contribute to the war in however they want to be. So, for example, you could either be a combat player. You go to the front lines, and a lot of the new players tend to do this. Oops. Yeah, that's why we're retiring this ship. Because, goddamn. But no, so... A lot of the newer players basically will hop onto the combat zone, they'll pick up a bunch of gear, and they'll go into the combat, do the shooty shoot, and have all fun. Then you've got the players who like to play a bit sneaky in combat, so they're the guys who will... The fuck? Where did the box go? Oh, it's back on the head. Okay. Phew. No, 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 no. Fuck off. Right, maybe that box will go and play nice. Yes. Play nice! Right, yeah, we're not using the whole series after this. We are using internal cargo bays, but at least we've now proven that we can use it. We just need to have the thing fixed so it doesn't have an aneurysm every time you want to use this damn thing. Oh, for goodness sake. I will take it. I will take it. But yes, you play so the players in that game you can run around behind the lines and destroy enemy positions and defenses as the partisans, and you can also intercept logistics, but we'll get to that in a second. So you also can play as... Oh, for God's sake, come on, it's fully wedged in there, isn't it? Come on, come on. There we go. That works. That works. So, you could also play as the tanker, where basically you can get into vehicles, and you can basically command... Yeah, you can either command vehicles, shoot stuff in the vehicles, that sort of stuff. And then you can man artillery pieces, and it's got like this sort of big firing, sort of these big... yes... Fantastic. I think that's everything sorted. Yes, that is. Woo! Success. Glorious success. Right, let's go retrieve this ship. So anyway, you can have combat roles involving vehicles, artillery, and other sort of things like that. You can also... Can I enter the ship, please? Let me get in. There we go. So you can also be sort of a construction guy who can build all the fortresses, the defenses. You can build facilities that can, like, do stuff. You can sort of build the defensive front line or build, like, build back elements towards the things. So, you know, all in all, you can contribute in that department. Or, finally, getting to where I was intentionally going with this, you can play in logistics. Now, the thing that got me with logistics is that you basically go around, you gather the material, and you basically gather the material, take it to a facility, you produce the equipment, you can then truck the equipment to the front line, and you can either drive it onto the actual frontline battle itself, or you can either drop it to the midline so that you can, you know, repeat the process. But you can actually spend, and one of the unique things about Foxhole is you can spend the entire war without firing a single shot, which I think is pretty cool. Now, the reason why I'm going into such in-depth levels for this is because, for me, what I crave in Star Citizen, and what this patch is showing, and if it does this as I hope it does, which is looking like it will, it's going to make, especially when it comes to the producing side, is what I'm hoping this will do is this will allow us to be able to construct, with once the base building side comes into it, the ability to make facilities, to craft weapons, equipment, tanks, like making an arms industry or a weapons industry, or, you know, maybe not even weapons, supplies, you know, building materials, shipbuilding materials, facility, things that are not even militarily focused, which Foxhole doesn't have. If we can make facilities that can do that, oh! My brain is going nuts on the industrial concepts, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's like gushing over the concept of doing that. Seriously, I would lose my nut if we could get something like that. Oh my god. Actually, let's have a look at my reputation, because that's something that's important. So, Kovalex is my... Okay, so, we have all of these different things. Okay, so, we get the trainee, which is in there. This is the dossier. Okay, so this is the company that we're working for. So, we need... Okay, so does it not show me the reputation thing? It doesn't look like it, does it? So, I guess it doesn't give us the... Okay, so the reputation system at the moment doesn't seem to show us what benefits we get for increasing our rep, which probably makes sense given what's going on. But what I can see is that Kovalex does potentially give us some good contracts if we get higher in the rep. And it doesn't look like we have to work that much for what we need to get out of it. Right, hauling. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. God damn. Sorry, that honestly took me by surprise there. 119! Oh my god! Solar medium cargo haul. Oh, damn. Shit. Okay. Collect aluminium from L5 to that. Oh. Run for you. It should be an easy run for you. Yeah, sure. Fucking sure. 22 SU, Everest Harbor, 25 to Bikini Point. Then collect tungsten from Arc L5. I mean, the contract that we're getting, we're not getting a huge amount of... That's intriguing. That's intriguing. Do we have any cargo ships? Because obviously, there's going to be a factor here.
Vehicle retrieval system.
Do you have any big cargo ships? I don't think I do. Well, I've got the Taurus. That could be useful. That we do. Do we have the... Do I not have it? I mean, okay, the Constellation Taurus is definitely a thing we have, but where's the Drake? Ah, there's the Drake Mule. Right. Question. Can I access... I feel like I'm going to have to get the Drake Mule from here and then drive it to the side and then... Oh, I could actually do that, couldn't I? Yeah, fuck it. We're doing that. We're doing this. We are doing this.
Welcome to the
Because I feel like this would probably be a great test of the Drake Mule. And finally, after having this thing for almost over... When was the Drake Mule released? I want to say it was like 2022 that the Mule was released, but I could be wrong, and it could have been early 2023. Drake Mule. I feel like Drake Mule is the... Yeah, it's a single seat. When was this released? I want to say it was 20... It was 2022. 26th of May, 2022. That is a...
Your vehicle has been delivered to please visit us again.
Gaze upon my collection, the latest and greatest of all transportation needs. Every ship in the galaxy shall marvel at the sight of this beautiful vessel capable of carrying up to... Wait 1 second, hang on. 1 SCU. Ta-da! I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to have ruined your moment, Mule. I love you. I love you so much, but I... I'm so sorry. To be fair, all I could say is at least I'm not in a large hangar bay, because that would have made it even better. Right, here we go. Right, here's the Drake Interplanetary Mule. I'm going to roll this to about here-ish. Oh, actually, I'm going to park this here. Yeah, it's a very good point. Oh, keep clear loading zone. Right, cool. Oh, God. Right, okay, here we go. Right, okay. Let's, right, let's pop this thing out. Right, okay. Sorry. I do apologize for kind of... Oh, that's brilliant. Right, anyway, let's accept that contract. Let's accept that contract. Let's get 119 though. Jesus Christ. I mean, if we get those kind of contracts, it is contracts that we could be interested in. Where is it? The 16 one, wasn't it? Yeah, there it is. Oh, we have to collect stuff. Where was? Oh, is it like a limited haulage or whatever? From Longstreet Station. There was one that was like 16k that like had, unless that's already like run out, maybe. I mean, like at this point, I'm just trying to, oh, hang on, rookie. Oh, there it is. Oh, right. So we actually have to go from like Lively Pathway Station. So technically, okay. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but if you guys are up for it, like, I do apologize. This is of, like, in terms of, like, excitement factor, this is not going to be this big, dramatic sort of quest chain. It's going to be kind of like a...
Welcome to the
Right.
vehicle retrieval system.
But at the same time, I appreciate you guys sitting me through with this, because I'm liking this, seriously. 174, that should be enough. Best version of the... RSI ship. Oh, the Constellation. Sorry.
Your vehicle has been
Right, okay,
delivered to
so...
us again.
Yeah, we've got more than enough room for this thing. It's also a pretty decent cargo hauler, because the Constellation Taurus, for those who don't know, is a cargo-hauling variant of the Constellation series. The last of the series to come out, after like a series of long delays, and it was admittedly, it kind of came out to a more muted release than perhaps it could have been. However, never going to say again. However, in more recent times, I would say that the Constellation Taurus has proven itself rather the adequate and decent transportation ship. Like, I'm not a hardcore nut hauler, but at the same time, I can't deny this is a fantastic cargo hauler for the solo or smaller captain crews. Because, like, let's have a look. Also, that looks cool. Like, they've improved the cargo. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Mwah. That's really fucking cool. Right, anyway, so this thing is pretty cool, though. One of the nice things about it is that while it does lose certain elements of its defensibility, such as the rear-mounted snub fighter, it does, in fact... Let's have a look, see here. Yep, there we go. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Perfect. Right. It does have a cargo bay that's about 174 SCUs worth of cargo, and what this does is it does allow us to... But it still has its defensibility in the form of its weapons and everything else. Ooh, you're excited now. I can tell you're fucking buzzing. I'm buzzing. Dude, I get to use this thing for legit reasons. This is no longer a show toy. Right, you just back this thing up. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, we've already had enough beeping, so I'm gonna just... Oh, God! Okay, chill. I get it. Ooh, love the lighting. What's the lights on this thing? Does this thing even have lights? Do we have lights? Lock all doors, engine on, power off, exit seat. Is there any lights in this thing? I don't think there is there? What's this? Oh, yes, it has the deploy thing. Oh, that's cool. I forgot about that. Right, okay. I'm going to need to, like, learn how to use this again. Anyway, let's power this thing off. Make it safe. Put the handbrake on. You know the drill. Right. No, but this is one of the cool things about this particular ship is that it has a very... you can have a relatively small area to work with. There we go. And you get the ability to... Cool. You get the ability to... Oh, fuck. I just realized. No, it's fine. We can go pick it up from the cargo area on... Wait, is it an ARC? Is it an L2? We need to deliver tungsten and aluminium. It's just because I don't have any drinking or tools or whatever, so I'm going to have to, like, when I arrive at the station, either just chug some stuff or... There we go. Right. Time to pick up the shipment. I should have bought some cruz when I was on Tisa Spaceport. Right. Right, okay. Okay. There we go. Click. Right, so gateway has been granted. Yes, glorious. Okay. Wait, hang on. Was there anything at the top? Oh my God! Look, there's the oh God, if I could speak English, that would be even better. There's a forklift thing that allows us to transport stuff from, like, the trailers and yeah. Right. Maybe that'll be something I could deal with in the future. Right, let's lift off. Very nice, very nice. But no, the Constellation Taurus is a very good ship, and for anyone who's, like, wanting to enter into the multi-role / small crew, like, you know, you and, like, three of your friends or whatever wanted to use that, this thing is really good for that. Also, the engines are remarkably quiet. Kind of handy for what we're doing today, but still. Excuse me. So, no, the Constellation Taurus is really good because it still retains its size 5 guns, along with a decent foray of missiles. It also has 2 turrets, one at the top, one at the bottom, for the frontal areas. So while, admittedly, there's no rear turrets, there are turrets. Again, this is a cargo ship, so it's not exactly designed for combat, but it can hold its own very nicely. And again, I feel like this, in my opinion, is the best version of the ship. I feel like for the solo person, for like a sole person, the the constellation Andromeda does have some fucking amazing weapons as well. And also it has the benefit of a shit ton of missiles. Like, I think, like, what, the 64 missiles? Size 2 and size 1s, admittedly, but still, there's a fuck ton of them, which anyone will regret being encountering those things. Right, let me have a look, see. So we need to get to Arc. That's the deliver, so we need to collect the stuff. Yeah, that's where we need to drop the stuff off too. So, right, collect shipment. There we go. Let's try and get ourselves up there, shall we? Right, is there a... Well, there's an Arc L1, but is there no OM points? Give me an OM, give me an OM, give me an OM point. No. I kind of wish they would make the icon for the OM points a little bit more distinctive than what we've got, or even just a different color. I would love to be able to customize... There we go. Oh, they do have a distinctive marker. Okay, well then I will retract that statement. They do have a distinctive marker. Just... maybe make them a different color. Or at least give us the ability to customize the HUD. To be fair, I would love to customize the heads-up display colors-wise. Because although at the moment it's only distinctive as to what your builder ship is, it would be cool if we could, for example, customize things. Because I would definitely change the color from like blues and greens and whatever to more orange. Or a sort of or be able to set it as I'm flying from point to point. So let's say, for example, we're going from Hurston to... Yeah, we're going from Hurston to Microtech. Rather than thinking, oh shit, we're going to have to just deal with, you know, not being able to see anything, or, oh, maybe we can see something, we can go, okay, let me just switch over from, like, my Hurston lens / heads-up display to Microtech lens, which allows us to, like, adjust the colors so I can actually see the stuff on the screen. They are a lot better than they used to be, but there is still a moment where if you're not careful, when you're going towards the planet side, the colors of the planet will fuck with your vision and make it very difficult to see the heads-up display listed onto it, which is a bit of a problem, I can imagine. So anyway, I'm going to go quickly grab myself a can of, or a drink, and I will be back. Pain, pain, pain. Right, I have returned. Despite the back hurting, it is bearable, thanks to medicine. But yes. So, I will say, so far, this has proven to be a rather interesting... Yeah, this has been proven to be rather an interesting stream so far, and the build is... Well, this particular build is quite stable and pleasant. Obviously, the second wave of the PTU is due to launch, which could be both good and bad. Because for those who don't play Star Citizen, or for those who are new to Star Citizen, the PTU changed. The PTU system changed recently, to which the ways and stuff before have different requirements now. So, dependent on how much you've played into the game, or if you are of a certain sort of thing, you can only get... the Wave 1 is kind of like the first iteration of the PTU, and is only available to a limited number of people. I have either paid enough into the game, which is probably the more likely scenario, / have been part of the experience for a while or whatever. I can't quite remember the exact figures, but basically, as each wave of the PTU launches, the more players can experience the features and systems as well as to test out the elements before finally the game goes to live, whereupon, technically speaking, we're still the testers, but it's now available to everyone who, you know, it's just, that's the new live build for the thing. So, they are supposedly, depending on how well this particular release goes, they may push this into the Wave 2 build, which whereupon... Actually, to be fair, I should probably Google how the wave system works before I start spouting stuff. There we go. But basically, the Wave 2 is due to arrive, which means a larger amount of players are going to be coming into the game, and it could work out really well, or it might not work out well. PTU. But to be fair, it's important that we test these things because obviously, if it doesn't go well, then... Okay, yeah, so here, Public Universe release format. There's go, FAQ. Oh, will you bugger off with your cute cookies? Mm-hmm. So it's no longer waves, I think it's basically groups now. So, in terms of, like, Group 1 is basically subscribers to the, so yeah, basically this, how they categorize the groups or the waves is through Group 1 would have legators, Navarm, concierge backers, which basically means contributions to the game. Subscribers, top active players rated by hours in the previous 2 major patch cycles. So you don't need to spend a shitload of money to get into the PTU Wave 1. It can just be that if you play this game quite a lot, they'll let you have access to it. And Group 2 is Praetorian concierge backers, second most active, rated by hours. Then 3, Wing Commander, Space Marshal, Grand Admiral concierge backers, which is what I'm currently listed as well as third most played, and then Group 3, 4, 5. 4 less so, and as the requirements go down, you see, and then eventually Group 5 is literally practically launch release, and then eventually it will go into its full thing. So that's the new system that they introduced recently. In fact, this one was actually done in August. So, newer shipment than I was previously aware of. So, welcome back, David. So, I'm currently doing a hauling job where we're going to be going to different locations to drop stuff off. And also, I'm going to be experimenting by playing... Well, I'm going to be experimenting by hauling the cargo and using the mule that I've got tucked away in my cargo ship to gather the materials. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that's actually a viable thing, and actually now I can use my mule as intended, which would be fucking awesome. By the way, let me know in terms of feedback, guys, how I'm doing. If there's anything you wanted me to specifically talk about, or if there's anything you want me to answer any questions-wise. If you like the stream, do let me know in the comment section down below. Click on the like button, and of course, if you want to see more, feel free to hit the subscription button. If you are curious about playing Star Citizen, and you want to make an account and also potentially make your first pledge to the game, I do have a Star Citizen code, a referral code, that allows you to get 5,000 extra Alpha UEC, which is the in-game currency that is available for this game. This is actually a nice looking station. A very nice looking station. One could say this is probably the best looking R&R station I've seen yet. For this one, David, we're not really planning. I'm not really planning on doing any dangerous missions, just because obviously I've got. Right, where have I got? Where have I landing? Where have I landed? There it is. So, in regards to doing contracts, I'm going to be focusing primarily on the hauling side. Well, no, that's fine. If you don't have a PC, it's fine. You can, as I said, it's for anyone who's sort of intrigued into the getting this game. But yeah, if you are wanting to sort of get into Star Citizen, if you're curious about the game or whatever, I'd recommend waiting for a free flight just to make sure before you make any commitments. Definitely do your due research, but once you feel like you're happy and you've seen enough of the game that you want to go for it, which if you do, welcome to the community. We very much would like to see more players come into it, because more players means more feedback, which means more awesome times to be had with friends and family. I don't own Starfield, to be fair. Right, I'm going to shift to the side, maybe. It's a landing, and done. Right, let's open up the cargo bay. Right. We've arrived on scene. Okay. So, let us... Actually, first of all, let's probably retract this thing up. So we've arrived on this location, and we need to pick up a rather large sum of gear. Also, there's this weird-looking thing. Can you use this thing? It's got wheels. Doesn't look usable, does it? Doesn't look like you can use it, can you? No, it doesn't, does it? It's a very nice looking set piece, and to be fair, it would be probably really useful to have, but I don't think you can use it. Which is a shame. But oh well. Anyway, let's hop over to the freight elevator where we can pick up some stuff. Do we have big yeah, it looks like we got some big boxes as well as small boxes, so let's lower the elevator a bit. Yeah, move all that all over to the elevator. And let's expand this up. Right, so let's have a look-see at what we got. Huh. What is this? Oh, it's a big piece. Right. Well, we can't pick this up with the mule, but we'll pop this to the side here. And we'll pick up the other bits. It might just be that they're not quite in the... Right, there's tungsten. Is that aluminium? Do they have different looking icons? Not really. Oh, God. We're going to have to be very careful how we organize this. Ah, yeah, there's more. There's more. Alright, so if I move all cargo, perhaps, that might be able to explain why that's the case. That's fine. Not the end of the world. Right, select all. So select all. Move to elevator. Yes, everything. Right, okay. So then let's lift her up again. Right. Oh, for God's sake. Right. We might have to do individuals. Okay. I'm thinking the server's having a bit of a moment, like identifying whether or not we have items inside the warehouse or not. Right, so let's select all. Move to elevator. And then let's quit it. Mind its own business. Have the system register the fact that it's in the elevator now. Right, so now is it going to register that it's in... Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Right. Mm-hmm. Alright, have a good one, Mr. David. Or David Nizol. And hope you're having a good... hope you have a nice day. Right, so that's 80 SCU's worth of cargo. Come on. Transfer complete. Is it actually in there? Yes, it is. Oh, God. Okay. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like my mule's going to have much service. Ah, that sucks. I was really excited to bring the mule with me because I'm like, yay! We can bring the mule and do stuff. And then I'm like, actually, it doesn't work that well. You know what? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it as much as I can. And then we'll park it in the place and see what's going to happen. I mean, we're going to need to move the mule out anyway, but still. I'm going to use the mule because, like, come on. I brought the mule with me all this way, and I think it's owed that much. Right. Right. Let's get this thing going. Right, okay. Let's take this cargo. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Contracted. Okay, so this is like contract stuff. So SCU box goes in here, maybe? No? Maybe? Oh, okay. Maybe not. I mean, these are the small boxes, so maybe it doesn't let you use it. The one SCU boxes. Maybe it doesn't let you use it for those things. Well, that would be kind of a shame. Is there a thing I can use to turn these things on? Doesn't look like it, does it? No, it doesn't look like the mule's going to get its chance to shine, sadly. Which is a bit of a shame. Is there not a button that allows me to retract the the upper mounted stuff? Lock all doors. Power off. I'm trying to think if there's anything we could use it for. Doesn't look like it, is it? No, alas. Right, well, that's a bit of a shame. I was getting hyped. Oh well. Some you win, some you lose. And unfortunately, the mule has definitely lost, which is a bit of a shame. But never fear, because we shall get one. She'll get her dues. She'll get her dues. Right. Okay. So we got to be kind of careful now, because. Oops. Oh. Right. We'll pick up something else. There we go. So we're gonna try and pick up some other bits and pieces, and then we're gonna try and organize it in a way that makes a bit of sense, because right, put all the tungsten together. So it makes it a little easier. Because obviously, right, tungsten, tungsten, aluminium. So we'll put the tungsten one side of the ship, and we'll put the aluminium the other side of the ship, and that should hopefully make it a little easier for us to figure out. So tungsten will go on the front side of the ship, and this is an 8 SCUs box. So, yeah. So the tungsten will go one side, and the aluminium will go on the rear side. We'll have to leave the Drake Mule behind, because I don't think there's any real use to it being at all, which is a real shame. I was honestly wanting to use it. But, as this is PTU, it's not too much of a problem. So yeah, we got a large cargo of that, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, maybe there might be, in the future, there might be like a forklift truck that will actually be the weight that we need it to, that allow us to wait for our stuff. Right, so this one is tungsten. You forget the size of one SCU box. For some reason, my brain was like, I mean, you can fit one SCU box inside the rear mount for there, but it doesn't seem to work that way. Right, so this is aluminium. So, we're going to plonk this over yonder. Now, it's intriguing to think as to how, in terms of cargo hauling, players will feel about this system, whether or not they will be for or against it. Or at least, because the thing is, you can actually pay for this stuff to be loaded onto your ship for you, but it will eat into your profits a bit. So you have to kind of make the call as to whether or not you want to take the chance and be like, you know what, I'm going to take this stuff and it's going to be whatever. Or it's going to be a case of, nah, I'm actually not wanting to spend my money. I want to, you know, do this kind of stuff and muck around with that. But at the same time, I kind of find it interesting that, concept-wise, that you can actually, you know, and also it's going to be something that I think a player group will probably want to do that. It'll probably be a great way to get your ship stolen and have a bunch of cargo hauling loot and everything gone. But at the same time, I also feel like that would be kind of that would also be kind of cool though in terms of like gameplay-wise, because I'm sure there's going to be legitimate businesses that'll be like, hey, yeah, like you want to transfer your cargo quickly, but can't be bothered, you know, don't want to pay the AI to do it. We'll do it fast, and we'll do it for cheap. You could make a decent amount of money doing that. So, that is always a possibility. Right. And then, of course, comes the concept of if you're going to be playing with a friend of yours, like, would you be playing with this would you be playing this with a friend of yours with your clans and stuff like that? Because money-wise, this isn't going to offer us a huge amount of money. Like, it's only going to give us about 16k worth of cash, which, given the grand scheme of things, doesn't actually feel like much of a reward. But then again, it's a very peaceful, non-risk job, which is the reason why you get better to pay if you're doing certain contracts for combat. Like, for example, I could be doing... And also, the missions don't last that long in combat. Whereas, with non-combat related missions... Headset just pinging. It makes sense that these things are less risky. Also, it makes sense that the payments for these things is probably not as much as it could be. Right. I'm going to plonk you there. You're an 8 SCU box, aren't you? Yeah, I think you're an 8 SCU box. Still getting used to the different boxes. Whoop. Right, okay, so we got 16 in the back there. We'll get these the things, aluminium. Oops. PTU means I can make as many mistakes and get away with it because I am learning. Right. This looks actually kind of soothing. Like in terms of job roles and everything else, this is quite nice. Right. Okay. So we got 24. Oh, not 24. 32 SCUs worth of Wait, so we got one aluminium and one tungsten. Each particular thing. Yeah, we do. Right, okay. That's bizarre. Right, Right, okay. You head over towards yonder. Spin. No. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah. No. Right, okay. Boop. There we go. Right, so we've got 4 SCU... Wait, 8 SCU maybe? Can I pop this one at the top, or is that the maximum it's going to let me go? Yeah, that's the maximum it's going to let me go. So I'll pop you, like, in the front there. And then we're doing pretty much the same thing, only this time it's going to be all it's going to be all tungsten. I kind of want to put, like, a small gap in between the two, just so I can make sure that all of the stuff that we're dropping off is going to be reasonable. Right, okay, pop that in there. Good. Oi. Pop that there. Plop you there. Pick you up and plop you there for the time being. Actually, no, wait. Probably make more sense if I just take this thing out and then we'll drive it. I'm gonna drive the mule back in. I'm just thinking we might as well pop the mule back in. So that way then the mule can have something to like chill with. It'll have super mega of body armor. It'll be an interesting challenge to try and manage on that one. But yeah, this game, I would say this makes the game interesting in terms of, yeah. So the mule is sadly kind of useless, but that's fine. We can manage with that. Or am I actually going to have to abandon it completely? Yeah, oh. Yeah, that'll do. Just about fits. Here we go. Right, there we go. Right, so I'll probably take that 5. Yeah, I'll probably take that 1 SCU of the tungsten out now and plonk it on the other side so that we don't have to, like, worry about stuff. There we go. And that should plonk into place. Yeah, that should plonk into place, like, here-ish. Or to be fair, we could just put this on the top. Yeah, because we'll get the two, like... Oh, actually. Because we get those two there. Oh, no, but we'll get the... Yeah, no, fine. Ignore me. Well, a bit bad idea to say that when you're a streamer, but you know what I mean. That was just the random sound of a... Oh, wait, hang on. Wait, something isn't right. Wait, hang on. Oh, fuck a duck. Okay. Shit. Okay, Because, yeah. Fuck a duck. Okay. We're going to have to abandon the mule. Because we've not got enough room. These things are 4 of those, and that's fine, but these things have 3 additional, whereas this thing is like 2. Yeah, fuck me. Okay, right. Oh, I mean, no, we can't. We gotta leave it behind. Mule is. We're gonna have to leave the boat. We're gonna have to leave the mule behind. It sucks, but we can't. Yeah, like It's surprising that this thing of being 174 YesCU means I can't actually do anything, but unfortunately that is exactly what we're going to have to do. Still, very maneuverable. There we go. Well, if there's a cause for driving the mule, I think I put it past it. Right, I'm going to park this in A then. Here you go. You have free shit. I'm not going to lie, I'm disappointed that I can't get the mule to work, because I really wished I could have used the mule to transport all the boxes and stuff. It also means that we got to spend more time fucking around putting stuff manually, which is a shame. But at the same time, it is what it is. It sucks, but that's where it is. Right, I'm going to move you to the side, like so. And then we're going to move you into position, like so. Right. Right, pop that there. And then this makes far more sense. Yes, that makes absolutely far more sense. Right. And then we lift up, and then bonk. We lift up. I swear to Christ. There you go. Right, then this one, yeah, this one goes there. Okay, that's a shame. I was hoping to be sneaky, but I guess I can't really be sneaky with this game. Right, there we go. That's all the cargo sorted, which is fantastic. Right, let's go get the cargo bay button pressed, and let's get ourselves off of this. Bink. Not entirely sure how my character can reach that. You know, I'm gonna have to just assume he uses like a clicker, like you do with, you know, you get like when you get your keys to your car, you're sort of God, why is my brain completely forgetting how to do English today? Car alarm. Oh, fuck me. Bye bye, mule. You will be missed. Right. Okay. So. Will the tractor beam of the Taurus be useful for these missions? You know, Mr. Samuel, I think you'd probably be right. It would be really, really useful. Do you want to know something amazing? I completely forgot about the tractor beam until you mentioned it. Yes. To be fair, the C1 Spirit also has, for like smaller missions, you could probably use the C1 Spirit with tractor beam as well. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that sodding tractor beam. Oh god, okay. We're in PTU, we're in PTU. My excuse is we're in PTU. Right. We're in PTU. Hush. We're in PTU. Yes, tractor beams are going to be very useful for these missions. Do you know what's going to be, I would say, the most useful tractor beam? The Caterpillars, which is a very good ship. If you're, to be fair, the Drake Caterpillar is probably going to be the best for those kind of missions in most respects, with the exception of possibly the Crusader Hercules C1, sorry, C2. Because obviously the Hercules is, the C2 Hercules is the largest currently. Currently, the... Bye-bye, Mule. We will see you another time. Your time will come, Mule. Your time will come. I promise you that. Right, let's go... Probably... Right, which is further? Where have we got to go? Kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. We'll go there and then there, because that's where we're based. So we'll go Microtech next. But yes, I would agree, Samuel. That would be the tractor beams on, like ship-mounted tractor beams are going to be very useful Right. Okay. So we got ourselves a bit of a trip with quantum fuel, with the quantum. So that is going to be a bit of a problem. Well, I say problem. This is going to be something that we're going to be rolling with as part of the stream. So thank you very much for being patient in advance. But yes, no, the tractor beam is going to probably be very useful. I would imagine, and this is just something that I personally feel is going to be a strong filament, is I would imagine we, in future patches, a ground-based vehicle of some sort, or a forklift, you know, maybe the Raptor. Oh no, that's a street. No, that's a street sweeper. No, a ground-based vehicle of some sort could be utilized to, or would be preferred, you know, could be created to assist in the construction, to assist in the logistical side of things. I personally would like to see a Drake interplanetary version of that, but I also would like to see a Crusader or MISC variant of that as well. Like, I'm not saying it needs to be a big surprise, you know, big expensive thing, but a truck or something like that to allow players to carry a larger amount of cargo in one go, as what the Drake Mule was wanting to be. Because unfortunately, I kind of thought that you could carry some stuff with the Mule, when in actual fact it can only carry one thing. But maybe if you could allow the Drake Mule to pull things, like a truck, or like, you know, like a cargo hanger or something like that. Oh, not cargo hanger. A cargo freight lift thing. That would be cool. Like, you know, that'd be kind of cool. Excuse me. But yes, I'd say that's going to be useful. So whilst we're here, guys, if you guys are up for a little bit of a chat whilst we're in Quantum, what will be your sort of... What are your thoughts in regards to the new cargo and inventory system of patch 3.24? Like, bearing in mind, what we have at the moment in 3.23 is the inventory system that allows you to access your stuff instantly without needing to go to a place or needing to have a sort of thing, needing to sort of have any designated, like there's no areas you have to specifically go to access your inventory. And when it comes to transporting said inventory, you can access it in a much faster and less hassle kind of thing. Whereas what we've got here could be potentially seen as more laborious gameplay for not much benefit for some things. Or is everyone actually more excited and thinking that this is a positive change that will help cement Star Citizen for being the kind of game that when the shit hits the fan, the drama goes up by a massive amount? Which, I will say, I do like the concept of having to really think about what my gear is or what I have to bring to be able to be successful. Like, I remember a lot of people when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out would complain about how they have to think about the gear that they take with them. They can't just bring all of their guns with them. They can only take one or two weapons alongside. And I think that, to me, is, you know, good game design. I think making the player go, okay, I have a shitload of equipment to pick, but I have to think about what I want to pick with me. It's not so uncommon a practice, because obviously in Far Cry there's things like that, or if there's other games as well. But, like, I think when a game gives you the opportunity to make a decision that can be strongly factored in, you know, that can strongly factor on what kind of scenario you could end up being in, I think definitely helps provide that extra level of emergent gameplay. Because, for example, you could be going to what you think is a jungle or forested area or whatever, and maybe for like the first 5 minutes you think, oh yeah, I've made the right call, and then almost suddenly you realize that the objective marker takes you into a cavern, or it takes you into an industrial area that has recently been constructed or something like that, and now you're running around in a ghillie suit in the middle of a city center. You know, it's like, oh shit. And that's the level of cool that could be something that could be a factor, and I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, I would say it's. I'd like to see some more. I'd like to see some more development in that cycle, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. To be brutally honest with you, I'm hoping, figure quote hoping, that we don't get the ability to. I'd like to be able to not have the access to, or at least I would like to not have the ability to set Pyro as my home, because I think what would be cool about Pyro is because it's outside the UEE's territories. I think it would be. I personally think it would be cool to have to sort of factor in the taking what taking gear in with you. I realize that probably not having access to any kind of gear storage in Pyro would probably be a bad idea. But going back to that sort of question again, is like you have to think about what you bring with you. I love that as a concept of going into the system of Pyro and being like, hey, let's make something of this. Because to be fair, one of the things I thought would be kind of cool as a concept is obviously when players need to get gear and they are struggling, or if they've been raided, or they're struggling to sort of survive in this area, player created trading zones could be a thing. Because let's think about it. You buy a box. If you invest money into a box of weapon supplies or comestibles or anything else like that, that's something that you could use to then sell to other groups of orgs and everything else, which then feeds into the whole crafting thing again. Basically being able to make a factory that gives you weapons, equipment, tanks, vehicles, that sort of thing. I think that would be a really cool feature. Definitely something that could potentially see players creating and funding and building the universe around them. Anyway, still got about 30 giant Muppets to go. Ah, cool. Outsourcing opportunity. To be fair, what I'll probably do is I'll drop the stuff off in the R&R station, and then I'm going to quickly go over to the Kruz and, go over to the cargo center and pick up a whole bunch of Kruz Megalux. It's like the best of both worlds in terms of keeping your hydration and your nutrition levels up. Though I wonder if they're going to do that in the future. If they're going to make, because if you're playing Star Citizen and you're wanting to eliminate the issue of food, if you want to save space and get the best of both worlds, you probably want to get the Kruz Lux, or the Kruz, which is basically a energy drink that gives you both nutrition and hydration, which doesn't really work. It shouldn't really work the way that it does, but it does. But it does save you a lot of space. I used to run with the water and MREs, but obviously the factor was space was taken up by quite a large amount of space of things being taken. Can't speak. There was a lot of things being lot of space in the backpack being taken up by food and other comestibles, because obviously as time goes by you're going to be out on the field quite a bit. You're going to need some food and drink, and obviously not every station has the means to sell both food and drink, whereas every R&R cargo station has the ability for you to buy the Kruz drink in bulk, which is why it's a good idea to grab that. It's also relatively inexpensive, but in terms of cost, that thing shouldn't really be a factor. But if you are wanting to build up some kind of... if you are wanting to build up some kind of... Oh, I just realized I might have the slower edge. I just realized I've got a slow quantum drive. Very fuel efficient, but slow. Right. I'm going to need to factor that into my track. I'm getting there, but definitely a slower drive than I thought it would be, but still. But no, so the Kruz Lux is a good thing for keeping your character's hydration and nutrition stats up. Some players will just say get yourself to a medibed and heal yourself up with that, but all it does is it gets both of those stats up to 99%. And while that does, while that can be okay in some departments, I feel like that only just kicks the can down the road. You kind of want to push yourself to get yourself, you want to get yourself some actual food and some, liquids, so that you can top up and max out the thing, rather than have the issue of having to constantly run around thinking, Christ, I don't have enough food or drink or whatever. Though, to be honest, if you're really wanting to scrimp on the saving side of things, you can go for a massive, looting haul, where you basically go from different zones on a planet. So let's say, for example, you're flying around in the cutter, or you're flying around in a small, you're a new player, you've not really got a lot of stuff on. Maybe you've got yourself some limited medium armor, or if you bought yourself a backpack, good shout. Then what you want to do is you want to have a ship with an internal cargo system. So I would suggest probably the cutter is the best bet for that. If you have to buy it, if you can get it for straight up, because it's not that expensive a ship. I'd say the cutter is probably your best bet in terms of basic starter ship, because the end tier of that is definitely cutter, Citizen Wiki. There we go, beautiful. So yeah, the cutter, which is November 22. Shit, it's only been 2 years since that's been released. Christ. Yeah, so the pledge is... Oh, it's the same price. Really? That seems a bit cheap, considering, but yeah, that's almost the same price as... Oh, yeah, standalone war bond. Oh, yeah, starter package. Well, as starter packages go, if you can get the cutter, go for it, because in comparison to, say, the Mustang or the Aurora is a good starter ship because it's a very simple, streamlined, and you get the ability to see where you're landing, which is great, but it doesn't really have much of a cargo. It's got a little slot thing at the back that you can put some boxes through, but that's about it. The Mustang, in my opinion, this is all my opinions, by the way, so feel free to comment if you disagree or if you're curious. The Mustang's ugly. It really is just a fighter, and it doesn't do a very good job of being that either. It serves a very limited purpose, which I feel like since they finally patched its cargo system, it has improved enough so that it's not such a complete waste of space. But I am going to say that as a new player, getting the Mustang could potentially spoil your first impressions of Star Citizen, because I feel like that kind of sets that ship sets the wrong precedent of thinking that it's just going to be a sci-fi shoot-'em-up game, when in actual fact it's nothing like that, and you can potentially find yourself at a disadvantage when it comes to trying to find things to do, because you're not going to know how to fly, you're not going to know how to deal with things, and unless you've got a friend who wants to watch your back all the time, you're going to be struggling to deal with anything except combat missions, which you're going to struggle and fight and die in. So in terms of making any real progression, you're going to find it's doing that kind of stuff is going to be far more of a problem than doing stuff with the cargo hauling or with the box missions. So the Mustang, in my opinion, is definitely not the best call to make. But if you can get the cutter, going back to my original point, you can actually go around on planet side. Let's say, for example, Microtech. You could go to Calliope, you could go to Utrecht, you could go to... I can't remember the other planet's name. You can go to Clio. That was it. So you can go to Clio and all of those other places, and go to the different rest stops and the security places that you can gain access to, obviously, and you can loot those areas for free food and drink, which is a really good way to sort of save up on money-wise. But obviously, this does take a bit of time, which you may find to be incredibly boring. So I do sympathize if that's not your port of call. Right. Right, Port Tressler, give me a route. There we go. I think we got a little bit too close. Yes, we did. We did indeed get a little too close. But yes, if you are... By the way, let me know how the stream is coming along, by the way. If you've only just joined, am I audible? Is the game making me a bit too quiet, or am I overbearing on the game? Can you hear me very well? I mean, I am streaming on a... I'm streaming on a setting that should allow the game to be able to, to run on decent frames. So far, there's not been any... touch wood. There's not been any major technical issues, so I'm quite happy with the settings at the moment, but obviously... It's not running at like the 60 FPS, whatever malarkey, because obviously my frames would die. And my rig, while it's good, is not the best. But still, if there's any sort of feedback in that department, do let me know. This is completely my hobby for me, so... And when it comes to streaming, I've had people look into it in the past, and it doesn't... And from what I can see, it looks fine, but obviously, I don't know if it is. So, we will see. But, all in all... Right, there we go. Port Tressler. My home away from home. Yeah, I think, to be fair, going forward into patch... When this thing goes live, depending on the situation with the cargo as well as the gates and everything, Microtech is probably going to be my base of operations, definitely. In terms of, like, where I have my personal hangar. But in terms of, like... Yeah, in terms of stuff like that, I'd say... Port Tressler. I'm at Port Tressler. Okay. Oh, it looks like I still have the markers for stuff like that. Yeah, Everest Harbor, Port Tressler. Okay. So far, this has been a very quiet ship, which I appreciate. Is that in front of me? Yeah, it's in front of me. Careful. Reduce the speed a bit. Right. A little bit of an awkward interception, but nothing too bad. Stop! Right, cargo awaiting transfer. Let's land in. And that's not quite aligned. Now. Right, okay. Let's see. Is there a button that allows me to access the cargo from here? There should be. Ah, nice. Deploy that. Fantastic. Right, let's deploy this cargo, and then let's get ourselves sorted. Right, so we need to deploy... So we need to drop 20 aluminium... Yeah, 20 SCU of aluminium to Port Tressler, and 21... Okay, so 21 of the SCU to Port Tressler. Right, so... Let's get the tungsten out first. So we got 8 SCU, I assume. Right, let's pop this in the grid like so. Right, so 8... Whoops. Right. Right, so that's 16. This 4 should make 20. Right. And then we just need the 1 SCU to make this the 21 of tungsten. There we go. Right. So we got 16, 20, 21 of tungsten. And then we need just to drop off 20 aluminium to reach that point. So we'll take one of these. God. We'll plonk these in on the side, then we can transfer the entire thing heading down south. We'll plonk this here first of all. Then we'll get the 2 boxes and stuff, and that should be fine. You can actually, to be fair, if you get like yourself in a mate with this, yeah. Where the fuck are those? I want one of those to be able to use. But I don't think we can use those, can we? No. Nor can we use those. Which how nice that would be. Right. So tungsten. So aluminium. That's probably the words I should be saying. Oh god. Right. You go over here. And then you pick you up. It's amazing. Get out of me. Don't you wanna serve? Right, so if you... Right, if we plonk you alongside here, grab the other box. Excuse me. Right. Oh god. And then... Fuck my... Swear to the golden throne. Oh, this is fun! I'm going to scream. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, 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 no. There we go, there we go. I will have my fucking cake and eat it, god damn it. Yes! No! You lying there we go. Right, then this aluminium on the top should... Okay, so that's 8, 16, 20, then that's 8, 16, 20, 21. So, in a sense, this should be all good to go. Right, so, deploy the stuff. So, yes, we got 2 8 SCUs worth of aluminium, 2 8 SCUs worth of that tungsten. Yes, yes, and yes. Fan dabby doby. Right, that's all us sorted for here. So now we just need to make our way over towards Port Everest and we can complete the contract. But not before we have... I mean, to be fair, I'm at 53%. It's taken a while to get here. Yeah, let's not take any chances. It's inside the ship. We're in our own hangar bay, so as long as we're quick, we should be fine. I just need to get to, like, the... Yeah, I just need to get to the cargo center, buy, like, a few... buy, like, a few drinks. Like, probably just buy, like, 4... Well, actually, to be fair, like, how much is my inventory looking at? 4%. Yeah, that's fine. Right, there we go. Oh, nice. Right, so I'm going to make our way towards the R&R station. So yeah, the R&R stations on... Well, stations above a landing zone usually have cargo boxes and stuff inside them. So, in the cases of... there you go. Oh. Sorry, mate. So, in the cases of gathering materials or equipment or whatnot... Well, sorry, in the cases of organizing yourself for, like, future plans, missions, and whatnot, give me the ability to use these fucking things! Then, what you can do is basically stock up and gather up all the shit you need and prepare for the following wipe. Or, prepare for the wipe. If there's a wipe or a patch, then here you go. So we're going to go with... So there is foods, but they're kind of shit in these places. But the things you want is this, the Cruise Lux. Because you can see, its hydration stat increases by 38, and its nutrition by 30. We're going to buy about, I want to say, 100 of these. Right, that should be good. Because these things don't... you can have about 100 of these things being inside your inventory. And then I'm probably going to split the inventory by about 50%. Though, to be fair, depending on how this PTU goes, it's probably going to be better if I just go with, you know, the whole thing. So I'm not going to be doing anything combat related, am I? Right, so let's... Yes, you can't type this, can you? No, not quite. Right, rub that. Open the drawer. Split. Zip. And we might as well take the whole thing. Yeah, might as well take the whole thing. Right, there we go. And now, you want to carry one of those. There we go, much better. Okay, hangers and habs. There we go. Oh, this is nice. This isn't... like, I'm not going to lie, these are moments where I'm really loving the... There you go, put that in the bin. I know we've still got some more drinks to have, but at least we can get... You know, we can survive on that for a little bit. And then what I can do is when we're quantuming, I can just, you know, drink some more on the way there. Right, let's get me to my hangar bay. There you go. Right, so if we can get over to the shipment delivery, I'd say that's a pretty good thing. And then we're going to go and make our way over to... Wait. I can equip my pistol here. This is not an armistice zone. Oh, fuck yeah. This is good. This is very fucking good. This is really good for stopping anyone from boarding. Nope. Wait, is this a cargo pad? Huh. Handy. Like a stowaway area. This is really, 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 really good. Alright, okay. That's a pretty fucking cool thing. Yep, okay. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. The Taurus is a really good, damn good ship. If you don't... Yeah, that's really cool. That's really, really, really cool. Right, okay. Let's get the engine started. And... Questing. Yep, that looks perfect. Right. There we go. Okay, sweet. Let's take off. Weather thing. And flying out into space. Right. Ourselves. Right, we're gonna probably need to set the okay, set over to here. So now we just need to do. So now basically we just drop everything over at Port Everest, which is a really good way to wrap. I think, to be fair, this will be a good place to wrap the stream up for what we want, because we've accomplished what we need. And where's the zone for us to get to? Did it not set it properly? No, there it is. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna. Yeah, I'd say that'd be a good place to wrap the stream up for that one. Go. Meow. And then, oh god, oh god. And that gives me an opportunity to make some lunch for myself, because I am getting a bit hungry. But yeah, no, this has been really good so far. Like the completion of the missions, the reputation score. Which, by the way, let's have a look see at our reputation, because now that we're in the middle of nowhere, maybe the frames will be a little bit better. So, okay, in terms of rep, do we get the ability to see anything? No. So, in terms of like what benefits we get for anything else, we don't know what we're probably going to get. My best bet, given the fact that the other reputation scores tend to have like a kind of either bonus to pay, access to harder missions, or other things, my assumption would be that as we complete these missions, if we go into the contracts, for example, and we go into the offers rather than that, even this in this area, you can see the junior rank and whatever. These contracts, they're not going to offer you much. But the more contracts you do, the bigger the contracts you get, that means that, for example, junior rank, rookie rank, junior rank, so rookie rank is like that, 85 SCU to Everest Harbor of tin, which is like fucking hell. That's going to be a lot of fucking stuff going back and forth with that. Or maybe we're going to see some other stuff coming through as well. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. And this does beg the question, if we start getting the higher ranks of stuff, oh boy. I mean, look at this. Titanium from Crew 1 to Bikini Point, 86 SCU. Christ almighty. It's going to be a long... These kind of missions, you're going to need some people with you. Otherwise, you're going to maybe, I don't know, if you can get some of the cargo and stuff to go with. But that's going to be a lot of work at the moment if you're going to roll with that. So... for the money that it's worth, I don't know. Like, the money for all of... I mean, to be fair... Yeah, to be fair, it's not a combat-related mission. So, doing hauling and shit like that, it's a great contract option. Maybe dependent on the SCU, it's going to be... I don't know. Like, dependent on the SCU, it's going to be different. But, like... Yeah. I'm curious to see what the other ranks are going to be like. Because that's a lot of SCU, and I don't really have much in terms of cargo. Or if I do, it's going to be one of those ones which is going to be awkward. Because, like, a Caterpillar, for example, is better off in 0G when loading than not. But then I suppose the tractor beam loading stuff into the... Yeah. I think, to be fair, if you're rolling with a Caterpillar, you're going to need, like, at least one more person. And for the money that we're going to be getting from that, it's going to be intriguing. So you're gonna, like, I'm just thinking in terms of, like, logistics wise, right? If we're gonna be doing a contract with someone like, I'm just making sure that my microphone is like too close. Yeah, so like, if we're gonna be doing a contract and you're gonna be working with someone, naturally you want to kind of do like a 50-50 split on the profits. But if each of these missions are only for like the early stages, if these missions are giving you like 11,000, 10,000, 16,000, that sort of stuff, yes, it will be profitable, but I feel like you'd have to do like a few missions in a row before you then start divvying up the funds. So it's going to be... You're going to have someone with a calculator on hand just to make sure that the guy's being paid fairly and that the different amounts of money can be split up accurately and fairly. Because, yeah. And then, of course, the worst factor is if you have more than one person with you, you're going to have to do, like, a fuck ton of missions. Yes, the missions are going to be a lot faster because, obviously, you've got people with you. but the calculation side of things is going to make life a little bit more challenging, to say the least, when it comes to who's going to get paid what. But still, I like what they're doing with this, and I think, to be fair, given how this is going so far, I think this is going to be a really great, stable earning for like people who have struggled to, because obviously you've got people who do a lot of money, who do like hauling as part of their own ways of earning cash, which is obviously related. So while they do get, the thing is, you can get like people who have played this stuff and do the hauling as like their way of earning cash, but obviously they have to put a shitload of investment time into it. Whereas what we're doing is we're just doing contracts for companies and whatnot, which is a great thing. And to be fair, I think this will probably be it's going to be something that will keep them tied over. So if they're having a bit of a bit of luck, also I think it's going to give certain ships a bit more of a glam to it. Because for example, like the Freelancer Max is probably going to be a ship I think would be really good for these kind of things. Because the Constellation Taurus. So yeah, I think I'm just thinking about that, because the Connie Taurus is going to be really good for example, these kind of contracts, because the freight elevator doesn't really matter which way you want to park your ship. The Freelancer Max is good because its arse is huge and you can more easily put shit into it. Ha ha ha, very funny. But no, like, it's a lot less awkward to sort of get your stuff in and out of those areas. Crusader Hercules is probably... I feel like the Crusader Hercules... The Hercules C2 is, like, big, and I think it probably is a bit too big, given the rookie levels, but maybe later down the line... Oh god, yes. Oh my god, yes. Definitely a big thing for that. But I'm trying to think of any other cargo haulers that would be useful for it. I mean, I know that we've got the B... Technically speaking, we've got the B, Hull B for this, which is the last of the ships that can manage cargo from... that's the last of the ships that you can have that can manage cargo from a... without needing to like be outside, sort of thing. But I feel that the cargo side of the Hull B series is a bit problematic because of the... Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. I feel like the cargo hauling side of things means that the Hull series is less likely to... I feel like the Hull... Because of the issue we had with this one, I'm a little reluctant to go near the Hull B, just because obviously I feel like the Hull series would be a bit prone to glitches and damages. And if we've got a big, giant box of stuff, I don't want to risk blowing the ship up because it clipped into it wrong. But if we can fix the clipping issues of the Hull A and B, those two ships really fucking solid. They'll be perfect for what we need in regards to that, which I think is a really good thing. I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other cargo ships. I mean, I suppose non-dedicated cargo ships could also be pretty good. The Nomad for the early stages, and I'm talking very early stages, could be useful. The Freelancer to a small extent. The Cutlass Black, because obviously there is the Cutlass Black. But again, lower, earlier stages. I don't think you could do it very long for that one. I think the mainstays, though, is probably going to be the Hercules C2 and the Caterpillar and possibly the Hull C. But if you got the Hull C, I feel like at the moment it's going to primarily be based around... it's primarily going to be based around the internal cargo bays rather than the Hull series. So I fear the Hull series is probably going to have its day be a little bit later down the line, but maybe in the future we can start seeing some contracts that allow the Hull C to be utilized more effectively. Very pretty ship. Anyway. Planets to the side. Yeah, we go. Right. So. And shaboom. Yeah, a bit of a long one. Quantum drive on this thing is good. It's quite fuel efficient. And for what we're doing at the moment, I'd say that's actually perfect. But obviously, if we're going up against players, that could be a problematic system. But no, I think this is... Yeah, so far I'm actually very impressed with this particular build. It's been very nice. Touch wood. And here's hoping that this is the kind of build, like, in terms of stability. I'm going to stress that enough. Now, I realize I'm not quite finished the contract yet, but let's, you know, hope. You know, annoying pinging medical gun aside. Right, okay, so now... Where is it? Wait, why is it telling me to go from one area to... Okay. Oh, we're on the night cycle. Okay. Right, let's quantum to this location, and then drop the stuff off, and then there'll be a good... This will be a good place to, like, this is a good way to wrap the stream up, actually. A lot of these places, like, you could... I'm not gonna lie, this is a really good way to finish off the stream, because it's like, hey, we've done our bit. Yeah, you go. Hey, my favorite music as well. This music is really nice. I used to think it was only available for places like... nice. Oh, hang on. Happy days. Right. Lift, lift, lift. Okay. Down we go, down we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And ease up into it. Keep it slow. Easy does it, easy does it, easy does it. Oh, fuck a duck. Look at how big my ass is. Right, okay. Easy does it, easy does it, easy does it. And we're done. Okay. Press the cargo bay. Alright, here we go. Shit. Right, so that's that section. Really? Well, to be fair, makes sense. Providing cargo. Nice, there we go. And obviously the benefit with the other thing, of course, that I'm looking forward to is, and I would say this is one of the... This is where I would say the real... This is where... Start again. One of the things, though, of course, that I'm very much looking forward towards is the introduction when the real economy starts coming through. And when I say real economy, I mean when base building and utilization of these resources is more than just for financial gain. Like, that's the thing that I'm very much keen on, sort of... very much keen on this game showcasing, which is what I meant when I was talking about Foxhole earlier, is how the game can kind of interact with its... how the game's environmental elements, as well as the things that the gameplay loops that the players can go through, can affect, like, the trading prices for the materials, which then means that certain sectors have access to weapons or certain access to building materials, and then of course we can, like, start building ships and stuff. It's really going to be awesome. To be fair, I have to admit, I didn't play the... Well, I would love to be able to produce ships in this game, but I don't know to what extent we will be able to do that. Because obviously, they did mention, CIG did mention a while ago that players could potentially create ships. However, I'm going to add a very big caveat to that. Obviously, it wouldn't, you know, there's certain things about, there'd probably be certain types of ships, and they probably wouldn't be of the best quality. But then again, things can always change. Things can, you know, original plans for how the envisionment of certain things be played out may be different than what we get in the actual live release. And I think I'm hoping that we get to have what we want and what we can want, which is basically if a player wants to build ships, it's going to cost them an absolute fortune in resources. Like, I'm not saying it should be a cheap endeavor for definite, and depending on the type of ship you're crafting. So let's say, for argument's sake, I wanted to make a Drake interplanetary ship versus making a Crusader ship. Well, first of all, I think I need to have reputation with both Crusader and Drake interplanetary to be high enough that they'd be willing to give me to let me purchase a license to produce the ships available in that regard. So, for example, let's say I need to do a bunch of contracts for the Crusader Industries. So by doing missions, so let's say, for example, because I did the Siege of Horizon, as well as done a number of missions inside the Crusader zone, they're like, yeah, we like you enough that we're willing to sell you the the license to produce a limited number of ships. And of course, depending on how much you put money into it, will depend on what kind of license of ships that you'd be allowed to build. So in the case of Crusader, I could potentially produce limited ships, so the example, such as, say, the C1 series of ships. So I can produce the C1 series of ships, and I can sell these ships to other sellers and everything else, which then allows me to earn a pretty decent penny. But the problem is, in order to make a Crusader ship, I'm going to need a fudge ton of resources that is more than... Right, so that should be everything for this sector. So that's more than what, for example, I would be expected to pay / do. And transfer into warehouse. Transfer complete. Contract complete! Woo! We are a Holland of glory! Yeah! But anyway. Success! We've actually had some goddamn success with the PTU. I am super ecstatic. Yes! Glorious. Anyway, so going on with that, so basically the materials cost it would take for me to construct a Crusader style ship should be more, therefore the ship would be more valuable than, for example, if I were to construct a Drake interplanetary ship, which, while the ship is useful, and obviously with Drake interplanetary I may not need as high a reputation to construct some of their ships will not be as expensive to produce, nor be as valuable to me in terms of ship sales, because it's a cheaper ship. It's a utilitarian ship. It doesn't have all of the fancy pants features and high quality gizmos inside to make this thing work as it should do, which I, again, think would be a really cool feature to have. So if we can have that inside Star Citizen with a cargo hauling, I would love that so much. Seriously. This game would have us... I would sell my soul for that in this game. Just sign me up, Satan. Anyway. So, yes. We are good. I think we're safe to... Are we a little too close? No. I don't think we are, but I'm going to trial it just to see what it's like. Cause I'll fuck it up in some way, but you know what? Let's store this ship and wrap up today's stream. Oh, I can pay a fine. Oh, we got impounded. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because I did leave in there. That's actually kind of funny. Oh, no. There it goes. Cool. So it was cool. Yeah, that looks really cool. I'm liking that a lot. That's actually really, really cool. And then, of course, the doors will close. I like this. I like this a lot. But yes, there you go. So cargo hauling, it can be done. Missions are good, and I was able to make some very nice profits. Perfect. So there we go. Mission has been successfully accomplished, and we have been able to earn ourselves a very decent amount of profit. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you like this kind of content, do let me know in the comments section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. And also, better still, if you want to see, let me know if you want to see more of these kind of streams. I do stream other stuff as well. I am planning on doing some streaming for Guild Wars 2, where I'll be finishing off well, we're actually finally getting around to doing the Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons series. But if you want to see more Star Citizen, let me know, and I will be more than happy to do some Star Citizen streams, as well as trying to figure out how to do some episodes, but still. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. This is Mr. Jaeger signing out. Have a good one, guys.